Welcome to the Land to House channel. I'm Seth. I'm standing in my 20 by 30 workshop that I am looking to take off-grid. Now, the information in this video will also apply to your residence, so keep that in mind. Works for a home just as well as it does here in a workshop. The products that I'm working with are the Big Battery Ethos. This is a 48 volt lithium iron phosphate battery, and it is designed to operate and run an entire house. I currently have a 15 kilowatt hour system, which means it's got 3 different 5K batteries and a control box up top. And then I also have a 12K LuxPower inverter, and that's this box over here. So 12 kilowatts is enough to run almost any home, unless you are running some serious loads. So this right here is a great option for residential use. You can also save some money by getting 2 6K inverters and linking them together instead of buying the single 12K. So my goal for this video is to talk about a new user's experience, which is myself, since I just installed this past week. So let's walk through the battery, the inverter, the solar, and also how it connects to my shop here, and kind of just give some basic information on how this system works. Now my system here is running off-grid, which means I have solar panels on the hill behind my shop, and those come down to this inverter, which then charges the battery and then goes back to the inverter to power all of my circuits here in my location. However, you can also use this connected to the grid. Now you can still use solar panels when you have grid power, or you could use this as a whole house backup. So for instance, if there were to be a power outage, then this has a UPS, which is an uninterruptible power supply. So within 30 milliseconds or less, it will flip on the inverter and battery here, and your house, you'll barely even notice there was a change. Your computers and lights will all still be on, even when the grid is down. When the grid comes back on, it will turn this system off and start charging anything that was used, and you'll just go back to regular grid power. There's also ways you can connect CT clamps, and that will go around your main, and so you can use power in your house and it will never send power back to the grid if you don't have a bidirectional meter to sell power back. So all that to say, there are tons of options here with the Ethos Big Battery and the LuxPower inverter up here. Let's go into more detail about how this system is set up and how it is running my little shop here. Let's start off with the Big Battery Ethos. This is a 48 volt lithium iron phosphate battery, which means it is safe to use indoors, but also could be mounted outside. So keep that in mind. There are options on how you get this thing installed in your system. Now I have a dedicated video on how to install this battery, but for now we're just talking about how to use the battery with the power here in my studio. So I'll have a link down below if you want to see the total install of the battery. But for now, what you need to know is that it has a communication port over here and also battery cables that sweep around and go into the LuxPower inverter. The power comes in from solar panels outside and goes into a breaker, so I can easily trip this right here to turn off the solar power coming in. That wire then comes over here. I'm going to shorten this here in just a bit, but for now I can see that over here I've got the solar coming into PV number 1 right down here. It's 3 kilowatts of power coming in. Now, like I mentioned a second ago, on the battery there is a communication cable, and that is going to be this blue cable right here, sneaks behind the Ethos battery and connects up here to the communication port. And that allows the inverter to know the state of charge of the battery and some other information as well. Now, like I said, the battery cables also come out of the control box up top here. There's 2 sets, red and black, and that allows for a lot of amperage to pass over these cables, and that goes here into the LuxPower inverter for battery positive and battery negative. There are double 200 amp breakers up top here, and that's a good way to turn on and off the battery instead of having to access the battery itself and remove its protective covers. Now for the output, currently I've got a single 30 amp cable that's connected to load 1 and load 2. Also has the neutral and the ground over here. Now the ground of the inverter is separate from the neutral, and that just goes over here to an earth ground bar, as you can see right there. So those are the basics of the wiring of the LuxPower and the battery. Now there's also breakers up here so I can easily turn off the AC power as it's going to my shop. Let's close this back up. The menu system here on the LuxPower is pretty awesome. So it's almost dark out, but you can see in this top corner that there is currently 16 or 17 watts coming in from solar at 132 volts. That's going to drop out real quick as the sun is going down. There's 99% on the battery at 53.4 volts. And currently this workshop is using 172 watts, as you can see down here. And currently it's got 242 volts coming out, 60 hertz AC. So that is all running off grid. As you can see, there's no indication over here for the grid power to be going to the inverter, as you can see right there. Now over here you've got your total PV energy for the day, which is 1.8 kilowatts. I left some lights on, and also this inverter consumes about 50 watts at idle, so that's where some of that power is gone, for a total of 21.7 kilowatt hours from solar. So today, charge energy 1.8 kilowatt hours for a total of 27.1 kilowatt hours. Down here you can see the consumption for the day. It's a 0.1 kilowatt hours, so not much, for a total of 0.9 kilowatt hours. Now that is to run the inverter, to charge the battery, and have any loads that I've used for today. Now if we move over here to the pie chart option, you can see that there are lots of different charts that show you information. Here's the solar voltage is now 127, so that is dropping. We've got 16 watts over here coming in, and just some more information you can look at. The battery state, it's got lots of good information here. State of charge, 99% out of 100%. Now there are some pretty good indicators for faults and alarms. So as you can see, there's been no faults in the system. Everything is grayed out. There is an alarm, the trip by no AC. I'm pretty sure that means there's no grid power coming in. Now here in the settings menu, there's tons and tons of things to look at. So here in the basics, you can put this in standby, you can reset the inverter, you can export to grid or zero export. That's if you had the CT clamps installed. You have to remember to push the set button every time you go through and change one of these. Here's the charging parameters for the battery. I like to use the state of charge, the SOC up here. You can also tell this when to charge. So let's say you're living in a state that has power that's more expensive at a certain time, where you could fill up your battery at a different time and then use it during that expensive time of the day. Here's your charge by solar first, and these are very important settings here that you'll need to use to fill up your battery. So for instance, I've got the absorbed voltage at 57, and then 55 is the float voltage. Click down here. Generator, I don't have that. I don't have AC couple either, and that's the end of the charge. Now for the discharge menu, you can still use the state of charge, and you can set different parameters for the amount of voltage or amperage that are able to be pulled from your battery. And you can also force discharge at certain times. Now down here, you can always be on grid. You can do different settings for voltage, and pretty much I've left these all as the default. Now this is important. If you're going to have solar input, you have to change this PV up here. If you have CT clamps over your main, you have to change that over here. And if you want this inverter to work with no AC grid power, you've got to check this mark right here, or else it will not turn on the AC output. So these menus right here in the advanced are important to go through and to make sure you have everything set up correctly. Down here, I'm using a lithium battery, and it's set for lithium number 2, 200 amp hours, and that has all been set to work properly. All right, down here you can see some debug information and some device information. A Wi-Fi dongle is included with this inverter, and that allows you to check your inverter settings anywhere in the world as long as you have an internet connection. As you can see, the LuxPower inverter has some amazing menus to go through, and you can control the battery, the AC output, the solar input, all kinds of great things. However, you can also use the app. So let me go ahead and open that up here. It's the LuxPower app. I've got everything to automatically log in. And as you can see, it looks just like the display on the inverter. I can go through the settings here and make some changes to the parameters if I want. But mostly I just like to open this up and I can see the state of charge, how much the building is using in power. For instance, right now it's 186 watts. And I've only got 17 watts of power coming in. Now this app can also be used to update the firmware on the LuxPower, and you can also go in and change all kinds of settings just like you saw on the menu of the actual inverter. So just keep that in mind. This app is extremely powerful and can definitely help you to adjust things as needed. So you've now seen how the solar panel brings power into the inverter, which then charges the Ethos Big Battery, and then that goes back to keep the inverter running. But how do I actually use the AC power here to power up loads? Now there are multiple different ways you can do this. You can hardwire the inverter straight into your main breaker panel of your residence, and that will be the only source of power, so you don't have any kind of grid at all. And that is a valid way of doing this. I know a few people that have actually done that recently. However, you can also do what I have done here, and you can use a transfer switch. This is a box that has individual breakers that also match up with breakers inside of my panel. And I have toggle switches that can go between one source of power or another source of power, or have a flat line where there's no power at all. And so what I have done is I've taken my 10 most used circuits and put into this transfer switch, and that allows me to flip on whichever of these breakers I want to use from the off-grid system. And if for some reason I need to use a lot more power over time, such as a heater, I could just flip that one circuit over to use grid power and pick and choose what I want. Or for instance, let's say it's middle of winter and it has been cloudy for 2 weeks. I can just turn off those breakers because I'm not getting enough sun and flip on the grid and go that route. So the transfer switch is certainly a great way of doing this. Now you can also install something called a critical loads panel, and that's where you isolate certain circuits away from your grid circuits and they don't ever interact with each other, and so you kind of have a little of each in your residence. AC power is leaving the inverter on this one cable here, and that goes up here and plugs into this transfer switch. So right now you can see I have everything plugged up to use the LuxPower inverter except for this one right here, and that's because it has a heater on it that would use too much of my battery power too quickly. So that right there is an excellent option for using the power from your battery and the LuxPower inverter. So what it's done is it has taken these circuits over here and it has just moved them into this. So as soon as I flip one of these switches down to the grid option, it will then send the power back over here and out to the circuit. So it's a bit confusing how transfer switches work, but just know I'm able to swap back and forth between grid power or off-grid power. And as you can see, I am pretty much just going to use the off-grid power for everything. Now in the winter time, I have this one down, and in the summertime, I can easily flip that back up and use everything in this shop off-grid. I'm just going to bring this temperature up for a moment to get that to turn on, and we will see how it's doing here on this inverter. Might as well turn on every light we have in place just to see how well this does. All right, one more. All right, every light in here is on. Heater is running. The off-grid power is 2,248 watts, and we currently have 548 watts of solar coming in. Battery, 99%. As you can see, this is a do-it-yourself install of the LuxPower inverter and the Ethos Big Battery. Now, if you are not comfortable with doing this yourself, you can definitely hire someone to install for you. Now, like I said before, you can save a good bit of money by not getting the big 12K inverter, but a single 6K, or if you need more power, get 2 of the 6K and link them together, and that will give you 12K and be a pretty good price. Now with the battery, this unit right here is a 15 kilowatt battery, and so if you don't need that much power, you can get this down to a 5, which would be one battery module here and then the control box up top. Now Big Battery also has some DIY kits that save you a lot of money as well. So if the cost of a system like this is a determining factor, definitely check out their website for more than just the Ethos. But I have to say, the Ethos battery is very easy to work with. It is top quality, and I highly recommend you check them out. I will have links to both the battery and the inverter in the description down below, so you can check them out. And like I said, be sure to browse the Big Battery site because they have lots of other options besides the equipment that you see here in my system. I hope you found this new user's experience helpful when looking at the Ethos Big Battery and the LuxPower inverter. I'm Seth with Land to House, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.